Church camp is important for these kids and teens because it allows them a chance to get away from their everyday lives. It's a couple of days that they get to spend away from television and social media and just all the different influences of this world. It's a couple of days that they get to spend building relationships and community, but more importantly, just learning about who God is and the plans that He has for them. So here are a couple of stories from some kids and teens and their experiences from church camp last year.
I heard about church camp from my friend Jagger. He forced me. No, he didn't force me. He convinced me to keep going to church, and so I just started going. And then he made me come to the pie auction, and then I was able to go to church camp for free.
I think it's impacted my life because I've made a whole lot of lots of new friends at church camp and getting to do the s'mores. So I think that's some of the memories I remember. God.
What about it?
I learned about God. We prayed.
I was going to church for a few months, not really caring, just going because I was someone wanted me to go. I didn't really want to go. And I saw church camp, and I felt like I needed to. I felt like it would be something good for me. I felt like God told me to, but I didn't really want to. I didn't have any desire to grow closer to God. I was happy living in the life I was living, but I told Jagger, I was like, yeah, I'll go, but I didn't want to pay $50, and I wasn't going to. And then 2 weeks before we were gonna go to church camp, Jagger texted me, he's like, your camp's paid for. And I was like, why'd he do that? I was so mad when he told me that because I did not want to go.
So the first summer I went, I didn't really know Christ, and I just wasn't really a good kid. And so I really just felt free of everything that I'd gone through.
What's your favorite memory from church camp last year?
About Jesus.
And Jagger ended up paying for my camp, all $50 of it, and it might not seem like a lot, but it's a lot for a broke high school kid. And after that moment, I was just dreading it for the next 2 weeks. I just did not want to go. And as the weekend went on, I started to open up and become friends with those guys, and I realized that that's really what I did need, and Jagger knew it, and God knew it.
Church camp has impacted my life by me getting closer to God, and I got saved. I'm so excited to go back this year.
I think probably learning about Jesus and the where we would bring our Bibles and learn about Jesus. I think that's my favorite memory.
I don't know, it was just really impactful, and I felt like I'd finally given it all up to Him.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been. I've always struggled with depression and suicide and just a lot of stuff like that. And then I finally was able to experience the presence of God, and it was the closest I've ever been to Him, and it was the happiest I've ever been too. So that was really good.
So during camp, I truly surrendered to God. I kind of knew God, I knew of Him, and I had a relationship with Him, sort of, but I was just rejecting Him. And there I was just filled with the Holy Spirit and just truly surrendered to God. And after that, I was had this joy come over me, and I went home and I told my brother and my parents about my experience, and my brother was like, all right, I want what he has. So he came to church the next Wednesday and got saved.
I just felt God speak to me, and just I felt an abundance of love from Him, and I could feel His presence on me, and it was I felt filled for once, and just free of everything, and I felt love for once.
So these are some of the impactful stories that our students have had since going to camp. And as the year has gone by and our kids ministry and our youth ministry has grown, we have more students that we are needing to send to camp. And so we need you and your support for this year for camp, to donate a pie, to come to the pie auction, to buy a pie, maybe to put in a special craft that you make into our pie auction, so that way we can help support our students to be able to go to camp and experience God. And it may just be a life-changing experience that they'll never forget for the rest of their life. So we hope to see you on April 23rd at 6 p.m. at the Marshfield Community Center for our pie auction to support our students.
I've been so impacted, and I want other people to feel that way. And I want them to get the chance to go to church camp.
But because of church camp, I'm still following God. I don't know where I would be right now if it wasn't for that.
A few $100s or $50 is nothing compared to like a life in heaven, you know?